I wish to formally welcome you to the unveiling of the final 3 nominees of the prestigious event, CAF Awards 2017, to be held at the Accra International Conference Center on 4th January 2018. A few weeks ago, the CAF President, Mr. Ahmad, appointed a few colleagues of I to serve on the ad hoc committee for the Aiteo CAF Awards, and to ensure that we deliver a world-class event befitting the status of Africa's football governing body. Mr. President, I'm happy to report that we have made tremendous progress with our preparation for the event, as we have worked closely with the Ministry of Youth and Sports of Ghana, the Ghana Football Association, the CAF Secretariat, our sponsors, and all partners in ensuring that the event is a resounding success. The Aiteo CAF Awards 2017 promises to be exciting and engaging, with improvements made in the organization of the event to meet the expectations of people across Africa. The venue for the main event, facilities, and all logistics meet all international standard requirements and promises to be a hitch-free, enjoyable award ceremony. The hotels for our guests, footballers, legends, the media, and the general public are ready to host all of you. Accra is the city of hospitality, and there are many attractive places to visit when you return here in January. We promise to make your stay here enjoyable. And on this note, I want to thank the sponsors and also the CAF Executive Committee and CAF President for all the help they've given to our committee. Thank you very much, and all of you are formally welcome. Thank you.
As we all know, there is a tradition of hosting in Ghana, and nobody can doubt that. Our guest coming in January.
Aiteo Group and CAF are poised to change the face of football in Africa. The founder and global vice president of Aiteo Group, Mr. Benedict Peters, has indeed asked me to convey his excitement and that of the Aiteo Group board in reaching this milestone deal of Aiteo's sponsorship of the CAF Awards. As we look forward to a sustainable partnership with CAF, we believe that together we can change the face of football in the continent whilst providing opportunity to our teeming youths through the beautiful game of football. Aiteo is a leading energy group. Though founded in Nigeria, Aiteo has regional and indeed global presence and aspirations. From a humble beginning in the downstream oil and gas sector in 1999, Aiteo diversified into the upstream energy sector in 2015. Through strategic investments and steady growth, Aiteo today is one of Africa's leading independent oil producers and also responsible for managing key infrastructure network in Nigeria for oil and gas production. Just last year, we forayed into football sponsorship. Aiteo signed a sponsorship deal with the Nigerian Football Federation to sponsor the payment of salaries of Nigerian national coaches. This has brought tremendous stability to the management of football in Nigeria. I'm glad that I'm standing here today in Ghana, speaking as a Nigerian, recognizing the very healthy and brotherly rivalry that exists between the two of us in the game of football. But I tell you, that with Aiteo entry into the Nigerian football sector, Nigeria will be in Russia in 2018. Is the sponsor of the Nigerian Football Association Challenge Cup, which is today known as Aiteo Cup. If you look on your seats or under your seats, you will find some complimentary items from Aiteo, and you will see Aiteo Cup there. That is a memento from the Nigerian Challenge Cup, otherwise known as the Aiteo Cup. Working with the vibrant management of the new CAF and the indefatigable leadership of Dr. Mohamed and his team, we look forward to a memorable debut of the Aiteo CAF Awards in 2018. Congratulations to CAF, and thanks to all of you for giving us the opportunity as we all gear up for January the 4th back in Ghana. Thank you very much.
Koronko, you will have the honor to unveil top 3 for some of the categories open for our Aiteo CAF Awards next 4th of January. Women's first. So Mr. Okoronko will let us know now which 3 teams are top 3 nominees for the categories Women National Team of the Year.
Ladies and gentlemen, the nominees for Women's National Team of the Year, Aiteo CAF 2017 Awards are the Ghanaian Under-20 team, the Nigerian Under-20 team, and the third one is South Africa.
To know who is the winner. And now, the top 3 for the category Club of the Year.
Ladies and gentlemen, top 3 of the Club of the Year for the Aiteo CAF Awards 2017 are Al Ali, TP Mazembe, and Wydad Athletic Club.
So those are the top 3. Al Ali from Egypt at the Club World Cup in United Arab Emirates. Last category to be unveiled now by Mr. Okoronko.
Ladies and gentlemen, the top 3 of the national teams of the year for the Aiteo CAF Awards 2017 are Cameroon, Egypt, and Nigeria. Thank you.
Alphabetic order. Isaac Asioma.
I would like to, first and foremost, on behalf of the President of the Republic of Ghana, the government people of Ghana, and on my own behalf, welcome all of you, our brothers and sisters from sister African countries to Ghana. As you are all aware, was initiated by CAF in recognition and honor of those persons who have displayed excellence and exceptional performances on the football fields and who have positively impacted on the development and promotion of football in Africa. I want to thank CAF for the honor and the confidence invested in Ghana to be the venue for this award ceremony. I have no doubt that Ghana will deliver a near perfect event to the admiration of all of us. Mr. President, I also like to thank the media for the role they have played in highlighting this event. Indeed, sports media are the reason why professional sports persons, sports clubs, and teams develop and prosper. The media, over the years, we are proud of you for your immense contribution to the development of the game of football. In view of the importance the media play in the nomination of the candidates, I want to believe that the media have been fair in the selection of nominees for the Aiteo CAF Awards this year. I would like to congratulate the nominees. It is my hope and prayer that their nomination should not be an end in itself, but rather a means to even greater performance coming years. My advice to the nominees is that in such contests, few players will emerge as final nominees, and eventually one person will emerge the winner. Luckily, we are all in an industry where we learn to celebrate victory in a modest manner and manage defeat in the spirit of true sportsmanship. Mr. President, Ghana is ready to host a very memorable event come next month, an event that will leave a lasting impression on the minds of football enthusiasts. I wish you a successful CAF Player of the Year nominations this year, and Ghana stands ready to partner you. God bless you. Thank you.
I'm seeing the Honorable Minister without the Black Star jersey.
All right.
I would like him to assist us in unveiling 3 other categories, 3 other top 3 for our categories, mainly the Women's Player of the Year, the Youth Player of the Year, and the Coach of the Year. So, Honorable Minister, as always, they are our mothers, our sisters. They will always be the first. Sure. So, first Women's Player of the Year.
Mr. President, the nominees are Assisat Oshuala, Christina Gatlana, Gabriela Oguine. Thank you.
Nana from South Africa and Gabriel Ongene from Cameroon. Next
youth and football are bedfellows, so we are proud to do this honor. And the nominees for Youth Player of the Year are Crepin Diato, Patrona Daka, Salam Guido. Thank you.
Just the last one, Honorable Minister. So the top 3 Salam Guido of the under-17 team of Mali. Last category that will be unveiled by...
Thank you, Mr. President. And the nominees for the Coach of the Year 2017 are Bernard Rowe, Hector Cooper, Hussein Amuta. Thank you.
So the top 3 for the Coach of the Year are Gernot Rowe, Nigeria, Hector Cooper, Egypt, and Hussein Lamuta of January 2018 here in Accra. I would like
in the room, media representatives, and all of you from the football family. Ladies and gentlemen, apologize me for my English, it's not my language. But first of all, allow me to thank God. My God is Allah, because after 10 months, we lead this Confederation of African Football. He helped us to be on our way for our changement. Maybe we are not very hurry, but we are on the time. But one only we are late is this award, because we have to organize it on December at this time. But now it's not easy. It's not easy because The last sponsor is gone. We don't know what happened, but we thank very, very much Aiteo to come and to help us to do it in very, very short time. Thank you. Otherwise, maybe another time we talk about this judgment, we talk about what happened in our confederation from during this 10 months. But nowadays we are here in Accra. We are here and we start our award in our term in the very model country in Africa. Very model because you know, when we talk about the president, about the African leader, we never, never forget Kwame Nkrumah. It's a very nice. So all the politic leader in his country have a good legacy, and nowadays everybody appreciates the democracy in this country. So we are very, very happy, and thanks very much, Minister, for this effort. I'm delighted to be amongst you today as a guest of the Aiteo CAF Award Organizing Committee. I would like to thank that committee for their commitment and the quality of work they have delivered so far. In 2018, we'll be host in the right time in December, because it's the end of the year. We have to nominate people who have done a very, very good job, very, very good football during the year. Thanks for your attention. Thank you very much.
An AFCON 82 winner. The last time Black Star, one of the greatest. Last and not the least.
Seeing so many people. When I was young, I never thought that I would stand here speaking to people like this. But it has come to reality, and I have to take it. I thank God for my life. I thank God for everybody who is here. It's African football. We never thought that it would come to this far. When we were playing, we never thought that we'd stop playing, but we stopped playing. And we are here today giving a speech. Wow. Beautiful, you see beautiful people, beautiful legends. It's amazing to see African football growing every day. And you see the players that are playing outside. The legends who are not here today. There's so many things to talk about African football. I was just having a chat with Mr. President, and it's beautiful to see that African football is going to a different direction. Why? We changed so many things in the game. Those days the pitches were not good, but today we have a beautiful pitches playing the African Cup of Nations. That tells you that the development is growing, and we show how it's going to be in the near future. So the future is bright for African football. The things are changing, that maybe next African will be playing in June. We never had a competition the same level with the World Cup, or even the Olympic Games, or even the Euro. But moving to June has given us a different direction. It could be a TV rights, who knows? So there's a lot of things that we can improve on, and I believe we'll improve every day as an Africans and as a football world, as a football body. Thank you.
Sammy was supposed to unveil the top 3 for the category African Footballer of the Year, but he told me he cannot do it if Ibrahim Sunday is in the house. He would like him to be the one having the center stage. So I will invite Ibrahim Sunday to join us here to unveil the top 3.
Yeah, the top 3, the nominees are Mohamed Salah, Aubameyang, and Sadio Mane.
3 of the category African Player of the Year are Mohamed Salah from Egypt, Piere, to have the best awards ever delivered. Thank you for
I'll choose Mohamed Salah.
Why is that?
He makes a difference in the Egyptian team, and then at the club side, he's doing very well. And he's taking the team to the World Cup. So,
And none of your players made the shortlist. Is that a personal disappointment for you?
no, I think we're building a team, and for that reason, this year particularly, it's not a big deal if we are not part of it.
Thank you.
In the podium for the unveiling of the top 3 players. Among all these players, which of them will you vote for?
Personally, I will vote for Mohamed Salah. Reason being that he has single-handedly helped Egypt to qualify to the World Cup, and at the club level, he's doing very, very well. So
You've always tagged him as an individual player who's dragged Egypt to the World Cup. Will you be disappointed if Mohamed Salah doesn't win this?
sorry, will you?
Will you be disappointed if Mohamed Salah doesn't win this?
All the other players, are doing so well, so it won't be a big deal. But at the end of the day, personally, that's why I say personally, I think he's done so well this year and he deserves it.
Thank you very much. Coach, 3 great players nominated for the African Player of the Year 2017. You were up there in the podium. Are you surprised at the list?
No, I think the players nominated deserve it. When you look at what they've done with their countries, the competition they are playing in currently, like with their clubs, and what they've done for African football, I think they all deserve to be there.
Which of them do you see as a favorite for this award?
It's very tricky, but looking at it, I think the performance from last year will play a huge role in this. Currently, you give it to or let's say if Mo Salah wins it, I think everybody will be happy. Currently, what he's doing in Liverpool, I think when he wins it, everybody will be happy. But like I said, it's not what we are doing currently, but what we've done from last year will have a key role to play in this.
In other words, is Mo Salah your favorite?
Me, he's my favorite because he's done very, very well for Egypt, for African football, and for the whole continent.
Okay, just moving beyond this conversation, are you disappointed that Ghana, we didn't have anyone in there?
These things do happen. There was a time Ghanaian players were also dominating the headlines when it comes to African football. This time around, we don't have any Ghanaian in there. That is football. I think we need to do our best to bounce back because it's not good for our image, and I think that our players should do their best to at least be nominated, which I think very soon Ghana will bounce back. Our players are doing very well, especially the young ones coming up. They are doing their best, so I will not be surprised with the coming years that Ghanaian players will do very, very well in this competition.
Coach, just a quick one. You are not on the pitch now. What is happening around as you prepare for 2018?
We are home monitoring the performance of our various players plying their trade elsewhere, and to wait for about 7-8 months to come. But we may be having a couple of friendly matches to play, so we keep monitoring our players. At the moment, that's what we are doing.
How would the feeling be like not seeing Ghana in Russia whilst watching the World Cup?
We can't blame anybody for that, and we just have to accept it. It's football, and when it comes to sports, whatever comes your way, you accept it as a very good sportsman. We have accepted it, and hopefully the next one we'll do our best to be there.
Thank you very much, Coach. Okay. First of all, there were several legends up there. You looked at Ibrahim Sunday and you said you cannot do this whilst he's around. What influenced that?
Well, I think he has been my coach when I was young. He has been my father when I was young. And now he's my brother. Now I'm a big boy now. So for me to do that wasn't just to show appreciation what he have taught me when I was a little boy. Now me being a grown man, give him the benefit of the doubt for him to announce it.
Sadio, Mane, Mo Salah, Piere, Emerik, Aubumeyang. Are you surprised at this list as a top 3 for the awards?
No, I'm not. That was my decision that I made coming from home. I thought that this 3 is going to be. It's unfortunately that we can't have 5. If we have 5, I should have choose Victor Moses also to be part of it. But it's very difficult because these people have been on fire. They are playing well. Salah has been top goal scorer in Europe now. 1 goal ahead of Messi. That tells you that he's on fire. He's winning. He's playing well. And Sané, we all know how quality that he has. We also know about Piere. Every week he's scoring. So it's very difficult. Moses is playing different role now. A wing back, it's difficult for him to score more goals for us to identify what he's capable of doing. But in terms of performance, don't get me wrong, he has been one of the revelations for me.
In other words, are you disappointed Moses is not in there?
Not really. If it had been top 5, I'll put him there. But the top 3, this is my top 3.
You mentioned earlier that Moses is playing a different position and he's not scoring enough goals to be recognized. In other words, are you saying that players that score goals should be the only people who should be recognized?
That's my question. Like I say, he has been revelation to me. But even thinking about the defense. So for me, these are my top 3. I wish that I can adjust him, but I can't. I'm sorry.
Would you admonish that CAF include midfielders, defenders who also do so well, and this only strikers should be awarded?
Well, there's a lot of things, but who are those players that you can mention? You just mentioned 3 players apart from these players, or add Moses, who are in the top form. Our days, it was a lot. It was a lot. The competition was too tight, but now it's too obvious. It's too obvious.
Okay.
Because Mahrez didn't even perform. Vincent Abubakar didn't even perform. So who do you think? Mikel Obi, my friend, my brother, is a little bit laying back a little bit. He's playing China, so it's difficult.
Morocco, for instance, they played the entire World Cup qualifying series without conceding a single goal. That tells you they have very good defense, and maybe, just maybe, one of them could have been recognized.
No, you know, I mean, it's not like you conceding the goals. It's all about how you perform the whole season. It's not about one game. Benatia playing in Morocco, but he never had a chance to play in Juventus the whole of the season. So how can you put him in the first 3 or first 5? It's not possible. If you have a long season, you play the best, then we can adjust you, but not like that.
Thank you very much. I'm grateful. First of all, you had one of your boys in Samukufo saying that he cannot unveil the top 3 when you are around. How did you feel when he said this?
Well, in fact, I thank him so much, and I felt very proud because, you know, every father has a father. And Sami Kufo knew that I was once the African Footballer of the Year. And if they are doing something on that issue, and I am around, he thought I will be the best person. So far as I'm around, he cannot do that, and he handed it over to me. And I've seen that Sami Kufo is a very intelligent boy, and then what he did was, I think, very right.
Okay, the 3 players you mentioned their names to gun for this award. Do they merit it?
Sure, because we have been watching them on TV and with their clubs, and they are doing very well, very, very well in their clubs. People are saying why there is no Ghanaian player. I don't think our present Ghanaian players, I don't think they are at level with those 3 players. They merit it, and I think at the moment they are the best in Africa.
You just mentioned that Ghanaian players are not at par with these players. You just mentioned their names for the best player of the year. Are you disappointed that these days Ghanaian players are not among the best players noted by CAF for their awards?
Yes, I am disappointed because I wish even we have about 2 Ghanaians among them. But unfortunately, it is not so. And these players, Mane and so, have been extraordinary. And they are playing in some of the top clubs in Europe. And so you can imagine. And where are our players playing? Which clubs, which top clubs are they playing for? You see, if you are playing in the top club and you are doing very well, definitely you'll be recognized. And so I think that is what happened.
What advice would you give to Ghanaian players?
Well, to work harder, not even hard, but harder, and then be disciplined. And I think one day, maybe in a year or 2, they will also be recognized. We want more Ghanaian players to get this award, but if it is not so, it's difficult, because if it comes to voting, the French countries are more than us. So if you are a English-speaking country, a player from English-speaking country, and you are not really very extraordinary good, forget it. But because if it comes to voting, the French, they will take it. So we need to work very hard. I think Nigeria is doing well at the moment. And maybe, I thought maybe one of the Nigerian players will be selected, but still, it's like that.
So considering the current crop of Ghanaian players, which of them do you foresee winning this award?
Oh, in the past, I thought maybe Dede Ayew was near, and later on, I think because of injuries, he lost form, and so came out of it. And when Asamoah Gyan was at the top of his form, he could also have won it, Asian as well. But they've gone, and we have to look at the new generations that are coming, so that we prepare them well, so that one day they will also be awarded.
Thank you very much. I'm grateful.